Okay.
All right. And go. Oh yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
All right.
You do the
This
intro,
is
yeah.
this is really professional. This is what you get.
Yeah.
This is Sangsom Massacre from Bangkok, Thailand. And please introduce yourselves, people.
Okay. I'm Neil. I'm the singer. I'm the best thing about the band.
Okay. Going down the line.
I'm Marley. I sing backing vocals and rap.
Okay.
I'm Joey, I'm a guitarist.
Ulysses, I'm the drummer.
Okay.
I'm Yehu, the bass player.
Awesome. All right, guys. So, tell us, what is your main ambition as a rock band?
Well, we just started. Played our first gigs 2 weeks ago, but I think we made a huge amount of progress in the short time that we have been around. We really want to, initially we just want to establish ourselves in the Bangkok scene, but we do have other ambitions after that to go as far as we can. We want to keep writing as many great songs as we can. We want to tour with good bands, we want to play with other good bands. And I think we just want to grow and go as far as we can.
Great. Who are some of your influences as a band, collectively?
Initially, when we started out writing, we used Iggy Pop's "The Passenger" as our sort of blueprint. We've got one of our songs actually sounds a bit sort of Iggy, and it's called "It Turns." But now I think we're starting to we're starting to develop our own sound. So I'd say our influences are very sort of 60s. We've got the likes of the Doors and Rolling Stones, who everyone loves, of course. But our sound is quite British as well. There's probably a bit of sort of punk in there as well. Someone likens this to a punkier version of the Smiths. I know some people in the band probably hate the Smiths.
I love the Smiths. I think that's awesome. You can't.
He's an absolute wanker.
He's an idiot. He screwed his drummer and his bassist over. That's
yeah,
just
exactly. Like they ended up with.
I know what. Why don't I play in bands? I know what happens to drummers. I mean, we just get cut out of the publishing deals. It's not a fucking point. I'm sorry, I'm taking over the interview here. Get an attorney. That's what I have to say. Get a lawyer. Lawyers present for everything.
I'll take the house in Beverly Hills, and you can take the squat in Manchester.
Well, you know what happened to it happened to the Stone Roses as well. All right, I'm getting into my little diatribe, but anyway.
You're right, man. Like these things have to be cross-checked. Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay. Like I don't know if I'm putting you on the spot, but what's your process for writing songs? Is there a main songwriter, or everyone does it, or how does that work?
It's chiefly myself and Joe as well. We wrote all the songs. I've played in bands in the past, so I've got a bit of material that I went back and I reworked it. But I'm constantly writing songs. Like I'm always looking for basically, the chief process for writing a song is if I hear a song that I'm inspired by. There's a band right now that I'm listening to a lot of, Tame Impala, who are an awesome band, and yeah, like I like to watch a lot of live videos on YouTube and just see how the pros do it and take inspiration from that. And usually, what happens is come up with a cool guitar lick and then just build a song around that. A lot of our songs like to tell stories, so I think if you read our lyrics, they're not just the usual sort of cheesy shit that most bands are singing about. They're actually quite dark, but we like to keep it quite current as well.
Well, you're from Glasgow, so what else are you going to write? Unless you want to be Bill and Sebastian or something. Sing about love and stuff like that.
It's not that sort of fucking San Francisco vibe at all, man. Yeah, but a lot of our songs are about Bangkok, life in Bangkok, and life in Thailand, or some of the things that go on here.
Do you see yourselves as an international band, or is your music is it like a Bangkok sound that you're developing? What do you think?
I'd say, well, obviously because we all live in Bangkok, then our songwriting does take inspiration from living in Bangkok. But I think, you know, it translates well on an international market as well.
Okay, interesting. What's the interplay between the guitars and like who does like there's a traditional rhythm and a lead guitar, but then with the Rolling Stones there's like you know, the weaving guitars.
Yeah, like it's sort of everyone takes a turn doing like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, in our band, basically I'm a terrible guitarist, but, so
you never hear a guitar player ever say that, so this is pretty interesting.
I'm a bit of a novice, to be honest. I only started learning sort of last year, so it kind of depends what I can handle when we're playing. So it kind of, if I can play it and learn to play it, then I'll play it. But if not,
usually you put the hours in and you get it.
Yeah,
Are you like, Joe? Are you doing rhythm?
Yeah, a little bit of rhythm. But it's like it kind of swaps depending how Neil wants to be singing and when he wants to be singing.
Okay. Yeah. So I noticed Neil put his guitar down for a while, and so the shot that I put up on Facebook was, you know, you were only playing guitar, and then it was.
Yeah, there's a couple of songs that only just need one guitar. Like,
okay.
They're quite punky numbers, and I don't think they actually need too many, you know, other instruments. Just have the guitar, the drums, and the bass. Sounds good.
Okay. Let me ask you, what if you could go on tour internationally? What bands would you love to go on tour with?
Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
It's a good question, actually. What about you guys? What do you reckon?
You Lynn, if you could tour with everyone.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like whoever like provided the most fun, I'd say. Like what bands are on the tour? Probably Motley Crue. They'd be good. Like,
oh my god.
Motley Crue back in the 80s. Like,
I love Motley Crue. I could say that now. I love Motley Crue. I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, what, you know, when you're a kid, who wouldn't love Motley Crue? I mean, it's just sex, drugs, rock and roll. I mean, you know, I was going to school every day. I had 4 hours of homework every night. Then you look at these guys, and they're millionaires, and
4
you know.
hours that like injecting drugs every day.
Well, if you read did you read Nikki Sixx's book on the Heroin Diaries?
Oh, I've picked up. I've read bits of it. Like, yeah.
Apparently, being a heroin addict isn't much fun.
I can imagine. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had some fun times though. Like,
yeah.
There's a great book I read, Led Zeppelin, Hammer of the Gods. I don't know if you've read that.
No, I didn't read that one. I read their tour manager Richard Cole wrote a book.
I read that one as well. Like, yeah.
That one was nuts.
Yeah, that was well nuts. Like, so anything that could evoke that sort of lifestyle. If any bands are touring out there and they ever watch this interview, then we'd be up for joining them if they're going to offer that sort of shit.
Okay. All right.
We can party hard.
I have to ask you about Bangkok bands. So, out of the Bangkok bands that you've seen or you're aware of, which ones do you really, you know, admire? Or
that's a really good question.
We've seen went to some Keep on the Grass music festival about a month ago now. We saw this really cool like psychedelic band called Chandi Chandi. They're like a really incredible band. They have like a 10-piece band with like sitar players and stuff. It's like really good outfit. Who else? They're like at the moment they're one of my favourites in Bangkok.
There's a quite good mates with the Standards.
everyone knows the Standards.
Yeah, they're an excellent band.
And who's that band who was supporting them the other week? Macklemore. They're a really cool band as well. What was the band? Oh, there's Super Hands and Bone Club. They're two bands who gigged with the other week. They're really cool bands. Got some good material.
Yeah, they were talking about there's going to be some festival on in June. Like, yeah.
I think they're talking about May 18th. I was actually in there a few days ago, and Matthew Fisher's a very close friend of mine. So I was sitting around in there, and they were talking about this festival. Him and his bass player were like, "Yeah." They start naming all these bands, and I'm kind of sitting there on my computer, and I'm like, really tired, and I'm looking for work, and I'm really stressed out, but I hear them talking about these bands, and they're mentioning all these bands, and I'm like, the fuck are they talking about? And James is like, I don't know if you know James. James is just like naming all these bands, and I'm like, oh, they're planning something here. And then, you know, they mentioned like they want to do the Fatties Festival.
Yeah.
So like, you guys probably realize like Fatties has been open for less than a year now.
Is that right? I
Yeah.
don't really know much about it, man. Like,
Yeah. I can fill you in on it later, but yeah, they're going to do a festival there, and
Cool.
your name came up. You know, they want.
Good to hear.
They want all the Bangkok bands in there, but it'll be a great chance for just everyone to come out and have a great time and
Absolutely.
play music and be a big community.
Definitely would be up for playing that. Talking more about Bangkok bands, we went down to there's a battle of the bands on yesterday at the Hard Rock Cafe, and there's one of the guys that the singer, like, he introduced himself to me because he saw us play on a harmonica.
Right.
So we went down just to show a bit of support. His band are called The Fallen versus Fate. And they actually won the competition yesterday. The Jammy Bastards got 100,000 baht.
Oh, I remember seeing that now. Yeah, I remember seeing that. I'm like, fuck, 100,000 baht. It's fucking useful.
Yeah, of course they did.
Yeah, really.
Not a bad prize, but they certainly were the best band there. Like, it's a completely different style from us. Like, really sort of heavy, sort of thrash metal almost. Like,
Yeah.
but still really good at what they do. You know?
Okay. Let's see. So, how many original songs do you have at the moment?
They're all original.
Okay.
All of them.
How many?
Alright.
And when is there an album coming out? Do you have plans to record?
Well, eventually, like, I'd say we probably want to record in the next couple of months. Just trying to find the right place to do it.
We are in EQ Studio. Sponsored. We could probably get sponsorship dollars out of this from that guy right there.
No, we've asked these lads. I think it's a work in progress upstairs. It's not finished.
Yeah, the third. Have you seen the third floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good room. They've got like every snare drum that's ever been recorded in history. They got the best snare drums.
We asked them about recording here, but I think they were doing some refurbishment, so maybe in the future. Well, we're kind of waiting to get some sort of signing, so somebody else has to pay for that.
Yeah.
We don't really want to have to share that. It's not expensive in Bangkok, but it'd be nice for someone else to step up and sort that out for us, which I'm confident if we keep doing what we're doing.
Okay.
We'll attract some attention.
Yeah. And this is kind of like backstory. So, what are your experience? What have been your? What are your experiences in bands previous to this band?
I've played in bands pretty much since the age of 15, 16, like in Glasgow. My first band, we were called Ripcord, and like we were decent enough. We played pretty much everywhere in Glasgow. When I went to university, that band broke up, and then when I was in university, I got a band called fucking worst name in the world. Like they were called Iliad. Like,
You would tell me that before.
I showed you the fucking MySpace. Like, shocking name. Like,
Wasn't that a Homer? That was like a Homer story or something.
It was like Odyssey or something. Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was one of those like Greek epic tales, one of them. But name aside, we were actually not too bad. But the problem with the band was that everyone was pulling in different directions. You know, it wasn't a collective sort of goal for the band. But yeah, we made it far enough. We played like Carlin Academy in Glasgow and we did a few things.
Like you, Marlene?
The last 3 years I've recorded on a couple of artists' albums, like some interest in the guy who's at a festival, and he was doing some work with them, so
Where's your recording with?
Chris Muse and a guy called Sturdy, both rap, and I like the female vocals on the
They're based still really good.
Yeah. Still fun.
Like I was saying, I'm
Okay.
a novice. I was a guitarist. This is the first band I've been in. Originally, I'm a junglist.
Yeah,
So I used to be like a jungle DJ when I was a young lad. So big into jungle drum and bass, rave music.
Yeah.
And then I kind of moved on.
Respect.
It became like a bit more into my house music and techno, so I did a lot of production on like sort of computer software. So that sort of side of things. And now I'm more into my sort of live, seeing live bands rather than the DJs. So I thought I'd pick up the guitar and grab it.
It's handy enough background. Like whenever we want to do recording, like Joe's learned to do that. He's a bit of a whiz when it comes to using Ableton Suite. Yeah, it's really helpful for the band. Like you can just go around and have ideas and spend a couple of hours on it and it'll be sounding great. It's like he knows what he's doing.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, but if you're back home, bands back home,
Okay.
but never made it big outside of Copenhagen.
You won some battle bands, so didn't you? Until the main night, you did all right.
Just hit the finals.
No worries.
Okay. So I think what we really want to know is how far do you guys want to go as a rock band?
We want to fucking go all the way we can, like. Yeah, like.
We've got some good songs, man. I think we could, if we are putting the effort, I think we could do a lot of stuff with it.
So are you saying that if you got, I guess, some sort of a record contract perhaps, and the record company wanted you to go on tour, you put everything aside and you go on tour? You wouldn't want to be, I won't even mention your day jobs, but you wouldn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to do that in Bangkok?
Yeah. I think you'd forever regret not doing it,
Yeah.
because you wouldn't have to ask twice. Like.
For sure.
Yeah.
Straight on the bus.
Have you guys, have any of you done a big tour in your lives?
First band,
Not really, no, not anything. Like, I mean, when I was in my bands back in Glasgow, we played like other cities around Scotland, but it wasn't really like a professional tour or anything. No.
What do you think? What would you say is the most difficult part of being like an indie band in Bangkok, or a band in Bangkok that's just starting?
Well, as an original, our band playing original songs rather than covers, you're quite limited with places with venues still let you play, because a lot of them just want cover songs.
Yeah.
It's quite a small scene, So, also trying to infiltrate like the Thai scene as well, to try and get them sort of bookings off Thai promoters rather than just foreigners. That's going to be quite difficult.
By the way, Sangsom Massacre are looking for management.
We are, so if anyone out there, get in touch.
We've got a few messages up online, so that's management.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, it's quite a small scene, definitely here in Bangkok. I mean, it's a good scene, but it could be doing with a bit more exposure. I think Bangkok needs more international bands to come and play here.
Yeah,
we
definitely.
need more gigs. Like.
What clubs have you got booked for the next couple of weeks?
This is the thing, though. Like, it's Songkran, so.
We were just speaking, actually just before practice, you didn't see him, Spike from Bone Town was down there. He said he's got some party going on in the Overstay Big Lounge.
I live across the street from there. Yeah, that'll be a fun show. Overstay will be madness. That'll actually be probably, you could you should jam pack that place. And did he say when it was going to be?
25th of May, something like that. Was it? Yeah. So that should be fun.
Overstay gigs. Have you been to Overstay?
Yeah, like, we used to live right next to it. Like,
Yeah.
it's a fucking crazy place.
To be a bit of a hole, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Overstay's off the hook.
We used to go at like 4 or 5 in the morning and be there till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon the next day.
Yeah, it's like open 24/7. You know.
Yeah,
It's,
that's the thing, yeah. Everyone, people are just drinking 24 hours.
Those guys in there are fucking vampires.
I'm gonna hit them up for some sponsorship dollars, just like the police do.
One place to go and drop everyone else is closed.
What a place. Like.
So Overstay is May 25th. Did you say?
Yeah. And
There's Matt from the Standards. He runs Top Scene, and he said he's going to be organising some gigs for May, hopefully. So he said he should be able to get us on the film. Yeah, like I think at the moment we're just because we don't have management, we're going to have to just go out ourselves and like book some gigs. So yeah, we'll be doing that over the next week or two.
Well, it's the Songkran holiday coming up, so we might be out of town for a while. I'm going to hit some islands and see what's cracking over there. Get a bit of relaxed time, write some more songs and see what happens in there.
Yeah, May will be a big one for us.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't know. You have anything else you want to say to the internet viewing audience?
Check out the YouTube, like the Facebook page, the Sangsom Massacre.
Is that it?
Come to our gigs. Definitely come to our gigs.
Why should people come to your gigs? What are they going to see there? It's the best band, what?
Best night of their life.
Yeah? I'm a journalist. I am looking for controversial statements and everything, and whatever I can pin you guys to.
There'll be a few fights, like there'll be a few people getting naked on the stage. There'll be like orgies. There'll be like fucking Caligula.
This is Bangkok.
It's Bangkok, yeah.
Your mother's gonna see this, man, so... Okay.
She knows what I do.
Yeah.
She knows me better than anyone.
Alright guys, well this has been awesome talking to the Sangsom Massacre here in Bangkok. This is Dave Grimaldi signing off. Goodbye world.
Thank you.